Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Caitlin. For those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And today we're having a very exciting day because we are trying out the Moonspell Volume 2 palette, and that is really the excitement right there. I'm trying to find the box for this. Oh, my dog grabbed it. Anyways, it comes in this is the box that it comes in. Anyways, if you are interested in seeing how I created this look and hearing my first impressions thought of the Moonspell Volume 2 palette, then you should go ahead and keep on watching. I'm so excited to use this palette. I love the original Moonspell palette. It's one of my favorites. So well, a couple things. So first things first, I am using the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. The KVD Beauty Shake Primer does not work for me. I have oily eyelids and it lasts like an hour before my makeup is everywhere. So I am using the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. It's not my favorite eyeshadow primer of all time, but it's the best one I've got on hand, so that's the one we're gonna use. And then the other thing I was gonna say, I did remember that Manny said in his video that they used like a new lab for the palette or like they're using like a new matte lab to make their products, so we'll see if this is like as good of a formula. What I want to do is like a very deep like maroon kind of smoky eye, because I am going to put the Kaleidos Cloud Lab Lip Clay in Rubino, and I kind of want like a monochromatic, like deep maroon moment, because I'm going to the ASU football game and it is a maroon monsoon, which means as much maroon as possible. So yeah, anyways, I think we're gonna start with the shade Sally, and this is a BH Cosmetics #1 brush. It's like a very big fluffy brush, but it's pointed at the end, so this is kind of like, this is why I don't love this eyeshadow primer. Kind of grips in certain spots, just adheres to shadows, but at least it lasts a long time, which since I'm going to a game, that's the majority of what I'm looking for. So I know this is the first impressions, but I want to be honest about the eyeshadow base I'm using and how it's probably, you know, having something to do with what's happening, but it could also be the shadows. I don't know for sure. I'm waiting for the Sephora Friends and Family sale to buy the Natasha Denona eyeshadow base, which is my favorite eyeshadow base. But I'm waiting for that 20% off because I missed out on the recent 20% off sale that they had. Okay, I mean, I think that looks pretty good and like blended out. It's a nice crease moment. I'm gonna go in with the shade Mel. I will say these shadows feel like pretty hard pressed, like I don't know if you can tell, but like I swirled my brush in Sally quite a bit and it doesn't look like anything's touched it. Oh, and yeah, this is the shade Mel. Oh, and this is a Morphe M573 brush. I feel like the shades are blending out pretty easily, but I am having to go in and kind of build them up. You know, like go in multiple times to get them to build up. But at least they're, I mean, I'm not really having super big issues with blending. So now the shade that I'm most excited to use, and that's Queenie. And I think I want to use this Cash Beauty brush. It's like a skinny, fluffy brush. I might go in with a more densely packed brush in a minute, but I want to start with Queenie. I love this shade. Oh, it's so pretty. This matches my shirt. Exactly. I'm going back in with the same Morphe brush and the shade Mel. And we're just gonna pat over the top of where we I just put Queenie down to help blend, and then I'm just gonna lightly dust over that with our first brush. We're gonna take it one step deeper and go in with the shade Marie, just a little bit on the outer corner. This is a Sosu X Kaylee SK04 brush. It's like a little bullet brush, and Marie is the black shade. And I just want to add a touch of black to the outer corner just for some extra depth. Okay, and then we're going to go back in with Queenie and the brush we were using before. We're going to run that over where we just put that black shade. I don't feel like I'm getting like really any patchiness when I'm blending out. And I'm using pretty deep shades, so that's normally where you would see that like patchiness come through. I am being careful with how I'm blending out, so you know, I am being mindful of the fact that I'm using deep shades, but so far I feel like everything's working pretty well. I think we're gonna take, I think I want to do Mildred and Grams. So Mildred is a like rose gold duochrome. I'm using my M224 from Morphe with a little bit of Fix Plus on it. We're gonna take Mildred like up into the crease a little bit. I'm placing it at like a diagonal on the eye, so it's gonna go like Mildred Grams, if that makes sense. You'll see in a second if it doesn't. Okay, so now we're gonna flip that same brush over to the other side and again spray it with Fix Plus and take the shade Grams. This is more of like a red. Yeah, it's more of like a red than a like maroon burgundy shade that I was kind of looking for. But that's okay. We'll go back into Mildred and we're kind of going to cover some of that up. And then these types of shimmers kind of get a little bit, I don't know the word, like wrinkly looking on my eyelids because I have textured lids. So I like to just sort of tap them out, and that usually helps. Okay, so now we're going to go back in with Queenie on that same shade from before. And we're just going to blend into these shimmers. I think this will look good once I clean it up, but first we're going to do like a shadow liner situation with Marie. This is just like an angled brush from Real Techniques. It looks like it's meant to be like an eyebrow brush, but if you've been here before, you know I like to use these as brushes for eyeliner with shadow. And I'm just running that along my lash line like I would a regular eyeliner. And we already had the black on the outer corner, so it just sort of fades into it. Okay, I think I'm at the point where I'm going to clean up the lower lash line, do my base makeup, blah blah blah, come back to do the lower lash line. So you'll see me in 1 second. Okay, so I used my Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette and then my Greek Goddess highlight palette that I've had for so long, and you can tell by how dirty that one is. But anyway, I used both of those. Think it looks great. So I also put the Urban Decay eyeliner in the shade Rockstar in my lower lash line. So now I'm going to take that angled like eyebrow brush and the shade Marie again, and I'm just going to run this not all the way, just a little bit on the outside corner and connecting it up where we ran that earlier. And then we're going to take Queenie and that same Cash Beauty brush from earlier. We're just going to run this like halfway along the lower lash line and then meet it up with what we put some shadow earlier. And then we're going to take the shade Mel on that same Morphe brush from earlier. And we're just going to put that over where we've just put Queenie and taking it in a little bit further. One last step will be the shade Sally on that same brush from earlier. And this is just to help soften our edges on the bottom. And then there's not really like a brow bone shade. I believe Agatha is the inner corner shade. So I'm gonna take this ColourPop E10 brush in the shade Agatha and just dot that on the inner corner. I'm gonna actually take some of Misty and put a little bit over that because I want less of that like white gold and more of like a rose gold. I think those two shades together actually worked pretty nice. I'm just using my finger to kind of tap out so that that's more even. Okay, I feel like that's everything except of course lashes and my hair and stuff like that. So I will be back one more time to talk about my overall thoughts on this palette. So here is the finished look. What do you guys think? I think that I like this palette. I've only used, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've used 7 out of 20 shades, so a little less than half, but I really like the shimmer shades. I felt like the matte shades blended well. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this eyelash because I didn't place it quite evenly. Anyways, I felt like the mattes blended well. I liked how the eye look came out, so no complaints there. I haven't used one of my older Lunar Beauty palettes in recent times, so I can't really recall if the, oh my god, there's a hair. I can't really recall if I really had any differences in formula, because it's been a minute, like I said, since I used one. I will say that there are some of these purple shades that I think are kind of similar, like Zelda and not quite Luna, but like kind of Luna. Those remind me of 2 of the purpley shades in the other palette. Same with, I think it's Hilda. I want to say it's like those 3 that kind of look like the purples in the original Moonspell palette, which if I wasn't lazy, I could get up and go get to like compare for you guys. But I'm connected via microphone, so I don't really want to do that. Anyways, and I'm also running late. So overall, enjoy the palette so far. Let me know if you want to see like a 2 looks video with this palette. I have the Blend Bunny Surge palette as next up to do a 2 looks video with. I still need to do my Odin's Eye and Sigma Cinderella palette first impressions videos, and then I'll circle back on some 2 looks videos with those palettes. But let me know if this is one you want to see 2 looks with. I really like this color story. You guys know I am a hoe for purples. I actually don't normally like red eyeshadow, but I really like how this look turned out, and it's more on the red side, so I am a fan. Anyways, yeah, that's it. So if you are interested in any of those videos that I just mentioned I would be posting, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also leave me a comment down below with, you know, some tea on whether you like Lunar Beauty or not, and if you got this palette or you didn't. Anyways, that is everything from me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!